I'm Rhonda Halcomb, Director of Operations for Triangle Fraternity, and I'm going to give you a little tour of the national headquarters. We're starting outside at the courtyard that was installed in 2007, and as you can see, there are names on the bricks. People made donations in order to purchase a brick. If you're interested in doing so, please let us know. You can contact us at the national headquarters. So now we'll go inside and take a look at what the inside of the building looks like. This is a building that was built from a grant by Andrew Carnegie. The building was built in 1912. It cost $8,000 at the time to build the building, and that did include the sidewalks. And today we can't even install a sidewalk by itself for $8,000. When we bought the building in 1997, we found this plaque and this photograph that were on site. So we did some restoration to make sure and save it. The photograph is what the building looked like in about probably the late 1920s or 1930s. So the building was used as a library for the town of Plainfield from 1912 to the late 1960s. And then it was sold to an individual when the town of Plainfield built a new library just down the street. That individual then converted it from the library look to what we now see as the individual rooms and the interior. Those rooms were originally the bedrooms, and then we converted them into our office space. One of my favorite parts of the building is that we still have a lot of original woodwork and a lot of original features from the building. If you look at the entrance here, this is original to the building, as are the bookcases that are behind Barbara there, and the fireplace that's there in the back. So when we did our renovation, we made sure that we matched or duplicated the woodwork that was already here in the building so that we could continue to respect the historical appearance of the building. We converted the bedrooms, what were bedrooms, to the offices, and I'll show you my office. This is where I come and work every day. And some of the other original features of the building, the bench and the woodwork around the window. The bench was originally the ventilation system for the boiler system, and then the homeowner, when he did his renovation, put in a forced air furnace, and we now use those benches for storage. We have two other offices besides for the reception area. We have two other offices up here, and one is used for the traveling staff, as well as the office for the executive director, which is across the way. You can see that Tom also has a matching bench that is the replica of the same that's in my office. The layout of the offices were the same. This was the master bedroom when it was used as a home. So some other fun things that are here in the National Building are the rattles, and members of Triangle should remember the rattles, maybe from their new member education process. Rattle 1 was started in 1923 at the Armor chapter, and then it was actually retroactively sent back to the chapters that were 1 through 8 installed prior to the Armor chapter. It was retired in 1967 when Colorado State started rattle number 2, and that one was used until 1986, and rattle number 3 was started at the Utah chapter, University of Texas Arlington chapter, and then that one was retired in the mid-2000s. Rattle 4 is out there somewhere. We don't know where it is. We have copies of the Triangle Review that have been bound, as well as other historical or interesting items that have been shared from members or collector items. Thing of interest are the different variety of badges and jewelry that are historical to Triangle. And that was a alum from South Dakota Mines, and he converted his badge to a bolo tie. In 1994, Triangle started the Wall of Fame, and this is the only colored version of Wall of Fame that was created. We have black and white or two color versions that we'll see downstairs in just a moment, but this one has a place of honor, and it includes alumni from various different works of various different professional degrees. The gentleman on the right upper right is Fred Kappel, and he was the first person to talk across the transatlantic cable when it was installed. Mr. Ramsey on the bottom right was in petroleum. Upper left is Gerald Roundhouse, and he was Opus Corporation, which is construction, commercial construction. And then, of course, on the left is Ellison Onizuka, and he is the triangle who was lost in the Space Shuttle Discovery explosion. So now we're downstairs in the lower level of the National Headquarters building, and we have basically some commemoration of significant members of Triangle in the lower level. That's the Building Housing Corporation award winners, and to the left of that is a write-up in the Triangle Review on Howie Darbo. Howie Darbo has the distinct interest of being the only Triangle member who served on all 4 national boards for Triangle. He was a national councilman. He was on the Permanent Fund, which is now defunct. He was on the Education Foundation Board, and he was on the Building Loan Fund Board. And he's the only one who ever has had that distinction. That is some of his jewelry, and then another plaque that was done in his honor. Richard Sudheimer is a Triangle who was actually on the National Interfraternal Conference Board, the foundation, and this is just an area that commemorates his service for that. And on the other side, we have Ellison Onizuka from when he was an astronaut. And then, of course, as I mentioned before, he was lost on the shuttle disaster in 1986 when the shuttle exploded. In this area, we have the only Triangle who was lost in 9/11 in the World Trade Center disaster. And he's a member of the Colorado State chapter. That chapter is the one who provided this plaque to us, and they have a like one commemorating his membership at their chapter house. Wall of Fame in the black and white version, the copy of what is upstairs. And then Polly Courteau worked for Triangle Education Foundation and Triangle Building Housing Corporation, and this is just a plaque honoring her service. She passed from cancer in 2019. Other items that we have all of the Wall of Fames that have been printed from 1996 to current, and these are all significant professional acknowledgments of Triangle members. Also in the lower level, we have the offices of Triangle Building Housing Corporation. This is Ray. And then Triangle Education Foundation, where they have their space to work here at the national office. Thank you for visiting. I hope you can actually come and make your own visit yourself, and we'll be glad to see you.